Ticker symbol SONN, absolutely meeting our expectations. Let's go ahead and go over some small things that I've actually discovered while reviewing the charts. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with an SONN technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so please take a look at this right over here. Okay, so this is SONN on the daily chart. We were speaking about that huge retracement back into this area here, which we came actually very shy of in the previous day, yesterday, right? So that low came in at about 57.98 when we were talking about a potential 57.48. So damn sue me, right? we got that upside just shy of that target, right? It's not bad. In fact, this is the validation candle from a V-shaped recovery, right? So this candle here is absolutely closing at that 70.47. Let me just make sure of that right now. Yeah, it's 5:13. We're definitely closed. Okay, so good. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you're following this downtrend and then you get that retracement candle, this would be the validator before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so this candle looks bullish enough to continue. But we're going to go ahead and go over all of those potentials. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but, and I don't usually like to call it because it's kind of a silly formation, right? But as you know, usually I tend to be, my edge kind of falls within, data rather than formation theory. But still, it gets a pretty positive response from the community, so we'll just name it, right? So this here is an inverse head and shoulders, right? This is the right shoulder here. So you have left shoulder head and right shoulder right over here, right? So that actually does have a neckline for us to follow, and that would be located right up here. Very perfectly, very perfect, all those contact points, right? So the way that we can gain a price objective from this is actually we take a trend line from the very bottom side of the head to the very top side of that trend line, right? So something like this here is essentially what we're talking about, right? Then we apply it to the area of the top side of the shoulder, of the right hand shoulder. So right around here, right? So right there is where we have that, and it is suggesting a top side of about $1.31. What's curious about this is if you draw a line at that 131 cent zone, you'll start to see that there is a high amount of confluence here. Notice this candle coming right at that 131 there, right? Perfectly touching at that. In fact, we can see on the H value for high, right? When we hover over it, it says 131. Right, so there are a few other candles here. The low of this one right here, you can see on L, right? You can see right there that is 131 as well. And several other candles that are showing at the opening, I think, of this one here is 131 as well. Yeah, opening of 131 right there too. So yeah, there's a lot of confluence here within that target, and in fact, we can actually validate it too with the potential, maybe some fibs, right? Let's get some geometry to play here. So current price action, current day close, range high to the current range low, right? So now notice here the 3 spot 272 at where? Well, 130. Right, so it is absolutely suggesting a geometrical format right now, okay? So it is respecting market geometry, and I do see the potential of reaching these targets, not necessarily tomorrow, although it can, right? You can obviously see that this thing has the literally the balls, right, to reach that type of FOMO, right? So what I am trying to say here is that it's still in a bullish stance, okay? And yeah, I just want to make sure that we can cover this, okay? I want to give you this instead. As long as we are below the target of about 168, then we're still kind of in bear territory here. Although yes, we've already kind of made it at about 90% to that target. That's still, it's still beneath it. So what I'm saying here is that we're still building these lower high structures, right? So we want to get out of that. We want to break the market structure officially, and I do believe that breaking that market structure could start first with getting a daily candle closure anywhere upside of that 168 mark, which is this candle here back from January 9th. Okay, so I do see a potential within that. Okay, so and in fact, this is the zone that I was speaking about for a potential re-entry in case there were bulls that were kind of laggers, right? The people who want to get the opportunity for an up run here. So if you did get long from that similar position there, then you at some point today you were up about 30%, and currently about 21.42% in the green. Okay, so not bad if I do say so myself. Okay, you guys. So let's now go over volatility versus momentum so that we can end this in a good note. Okay, so this is volatility here represented by BBWP, and this is momentum, which essentially gives us the bias for direction since volatility is direction neutral. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute. We're getting a downside suggestion on the exponential moving average 3 period, which is the yellow line, and the SMA 14 would be the blue line, right? So, and we're contracting right now in volatility, meaning we're losing some bear strength as we're dropping too. So that's a pretty good thing, pretty good indication there. Okay, so now the hourly time frame is also suggesting a downside here, but as you can see that the hourly time frame is not as deep as the 30-minute time frame. That's because we're starting to cascade whatever happened in the 30-minute and the hourly upside. Those upsides are starting those waves are starting to cascade into the bi-hourly and into the 4 hour. So let's look at that now. Okay, so bi-hourly time frame, here you go. We have that upside pivot in the bullish control zone and increasing volatility. If we are going to face a downside, I'm actually looking at the 2 hour time frame. Short-term downside to that SMA 14 here. Let me see the hourly if it has it. In fact, the hourly is very close to it too. That means that we could be potentially finding some support. I would say no less than, I'm going to give you 2 targets here, right? So I would say 68.80, and then the bottom side target would actually be around this right here, 66.76. I don't see it going down any further than that though. So now, in respects to that bi-hourly, yes, we have that upside, which means now that the 4 hour time frame will have an upside as well, but lower than this one, right? And that's how you can see the waves starting to happen, right? Here it is. We have that upside pivot on the 4 hour, and we're absolutely starting to contract in volatility. That is indicative of a move to the upside, right? So we're currently getting, on the RSI, we're currently facing a little bit of rejection here from that SMA 14, just like we always talk about, right? This moving average can be used as a resistance and a support. What I am looking at here is that, yes, while we are at a downside, we're about to reach the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, which we can use as support, and then we can use to succeed the upside of the SMA 14. Okay, so of course that's all speculation for now, but usually price action tends to react in such manners. And also notice here that the MACD on the 4 hour time frame is starting to lose that bear pressure as well, right? The histogram is showing us that volume is diminishing. Okay, so now let's move up to the 6 hour time frame and see how that pivot looks. 6 hour time frame is also showing a little bit of a reaction from the 4 hour pivot. So this is very good, you guys. The downside that we're going to face tomorrow could be very, very limited. Okay, you now know those targets, and there could be an upside to follow here, in the relative short term. So now 6 hour time frame does have a resistance at the SMA 14. Let's see the 8 hour time frame, how far that resistance is. Okay, yeah, so that resistance would be indicative of us facing, let's see. Why in the world did I even have that? This one here, was that 70? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it could be indicative of finding a pullback from 77.48. I thought we were going to be able to reach it today. We were looking at it on the live stream, right? We reached 75.32, right? So not bad. But yeah, I still have my eyes on that 77.48. This could be a very strong zone of a retracement. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that we would find pullback to respectively between a space of about 71.12 to about the 0618 at 66.81. Okay, so during today's price action, I talk about this all the time, right? But I'm not sure that it actually goes through your ears or everyone's ears appropriately, right? But notice here that this is the golden pocket, right? So at some point, I'm talking about yesterday, we got that rejection and the fall all the way down to the target that we were talking about, right? And then from today's price action, we actually ended up getting an upside here. And the upside is very particular because we're bouncing from the golden pocket located between the knot 382 and the knot 618 of the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, so that's a very bullish area to be in. I'm not sure if I mentioned it the last time, but we're here now and I'm mentioning it now, right? So usually when we're in this area, an upside tends to be looked at, right? So very good indeed. Okay, you guys. So now, just to finish off the analysis here, we definitely have some validations to happen, but everything is still kind of indicating a continuation to the upside. But the shorter time frames are going to be the shorter time frames will govern that as we move throughout the days. But please remember, guys, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow morning as well. I'm usually streaming around 7 a.m., maybe sometimes a little earlier or a little later, but go ahead and join me and friends, and we'll go ahead and go over these plays in real time. Okay, so I think please remember first and foremost that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Okay, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.